Hello. If you have any outdoor plans this weekend and you're wondering when to do them, I recommend the earlier the better. It will be a fine start for most of us on Saturday, but through the day, the weather turns increasingly unsettled. Low pressure systems move in from the Atlantic, bringing with them wind and rain, and that sticks around throughout Sunday. But we end the working week with just a few showers for northern and western parts of Britain. Friday evening sees perhaps some more prolonged rain crossing Scotland, but once that clears away, for many places, clear skies and light winds further south mean that across central and eastern parts of England, we could see a few mist patches to begin the weekend. Temperatures into the single figures as well, but for many of us, Saturday dawns dry and bright. It doesn't last, however, and we have to go back to Friday to see why. Developments are taking place in the Atlantic. There's one area of low pressure that's moving in from Canada. This is the type of low pressure that we often see in the North Atlantic. But there are two other systems, hurricanes, Maria and Lee, moving north from the tropical Atlantic. Now, as they move north, they will eventually become ex-hurricanes, and effectively they will just become two other areas of low pressure that affect our weather in the North Atlantic. And there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment in terms of how these three areas of low pressure will interact with each other before they arrive on our shores later in the weekend. However, because of the origin of Marie and Lee as ex-hurricanes, as tropical systems, they carry with them a lot of tropical moisture, a lot of tropical warmth, and that means that they could introduce in our weather systems a lot of rainfall. But we begin the weekend mostly dry, plenty of sunny spells once any mist has cleared across central and eastern parts of Britain. A fine day to come here. Further west, the cloud builds through the day. Many places stay dry, but for North Wales, North West England, Western Scotland and Northern Ireland, by the end of the afternoon we will see some outbreaks of rain moving in. We'll see the breeze picking up. Increasingly, it's going to feel unpleasant here as the breeze picks up and the cloud builds, but for the southeast, where we have some sunshine on Saturday afternoon, temperatures in the high teens, if not low 20s. But quite quickly, the weather deteriorates Saturday evening and through the early hours of Sunday. This is the low pressure that's moving out of Canada. Now, that's going to dominate our weather through Saturday night, bringing in thickening cloud, outbreaks of rain, and those tightening isobars indicating some very windy weather. But there are some indications, this weather front, for example, that will have some of that injection of tropical moisture, and that means that we could see some especially wet weather. The rain sets in across western parts of Britain during Saturday evening. Quickly, it crosses the country overnight, and for all of us, Saturday night, early hours of Sunday, very unsettled. Heavy, prolonged rainfall and strong winds. The winds reaching gale force around exposed coasts of the west and the southwest in particular. Over Western Hills, by the end of the night, we could have seen several inches of rainfall. Now, it continues to be wet and windy at first on Sunday, but the brighter colours eventually move into the North Sea. The rain does ease across England and Wales, although we keep a lot of cloud here throughout Sunday, a lot of low cloud. There's going to be a fair amount of mist and gloom about, particularly over the hills and coasts. It stays blustery as well, and increasingly so for Scotland and Northern Ireland. That wind, as it strengthens through the day, will help to break the cloud up here. There'll be some sunshine coming through, but there'll also be some heavy downpours. Now, as the wind strengthens later in the day, there is the risk, at the moment only a risk, that we'll see some especially strong winds towards the end of Sunday and into Monday for the northwest of Britain. Something we are definitely keeping an eye on here at the Met Office. And wherever you are, you can, of course, keep up to date with all the latest developments from the Met Office website, app, or through our social media channels.